Welcome back to another video here on my channel, Helki. So today I just wanted to try and do a quick video, just an update to my tarot collection. So if you've not checked out my tarot collection video, I'll put that in the iCard. So definitely go check out my tarot collection video if you've not yet. But I thought I would do an update of what decks that I got for Christmas and around that period of time, because these aren't all Christmas gifts, but they're all gifts, so that's pretty awesome. And I have 5 decks to share, and one witchy book. So yeah, no further ado, let's get into it. I'm gonna start with my Christmas presents and then I'll go on to the other decks. The first deck that I want to talk about here is the Cozy Witch Tarot, which I did request. It was on my Christmas list and I was so happy that I got it. It's actually been my favorite out of the 2 Christmas decks that I got. I seriously am in love with this deck. It's my hug deck now. So whenever I'm having a bad day and I just need like a nice, cozy, friendly message, a message that feels like advice from a friend, that's, you know, really soft and gentle, and this is the perfect deck. And especially for beginners, I would really recommend this deck. So just going over the basics, it's this size box, so you know already this is going to be a little bit on the more square side when it comes to the cards. It does have an oracle deck vibe. There's a few reasons that it has an oracle deck vibe. Is one, it's the size of the deck. So if you can see, this is very like, my lighting in here is so bad. If I come too forward, the sun bleaches everything out. But hopefully you can see it's kind of that boxy oracle deck size. So this would be like the average tarot card size, and you can see it's just a little bit taller and a little bit wider than your average tarot deck. So for shuffling, it's not the easiest. The other thing that makes it not easy to shuffle is it has, some people absolutely love this and I don't mind it myself, but it is this rose petal, if you can hear that, you know, material. Which makes them feel very luxurious, but it does make shuffling them, I've got a bit better with shuffling them, but you see how I keep missing cards like that, and that's that rose texture. It just makes it, especially the way I shuffle, but I can see with practicing, like where I've been using it a lot, it's already getting better, so I don't know why that is. Message did Cozy Witch come with for you? So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I quite like the Cozy Witch deck, I like the look of that, the message that the Cozy Witch has for you is number 8, strength. It takes great strength to be soft, which kind of sums this deck up, because I was saying like it's such a soft and gentle deck. And then we also have the King of Swords. We can all learn important things from one another. Try and get a close-up of the images there for you without the sun glaring. And the other thing about this deck is they all have a little message, you know, like sentence for each card. And that's why I think it's really good for beginners, because if you don't know all the meanings off by heart, there's a sentence. But what's good about this is it's going to give you like a whole different perspective on that card, because it's coming from this Cozy Witch perspective. Another thing about this deck is all of the people in the deck are female, which is really cool, if I don't say so myself. But no, I kind of like that. It's a very feminine deck, but not like feminine Barbie vibes, more like feminine cottage witch, you know. Like look at this 7 of Pentacles, it's like a beautiful plant shop. I wish the lighting was better, I really apologize for that. But we will have a little look through some of the images for you. And I won't do too much of this just because my lighting's not great, but you can definitely look up a tutorial online if you feel called to this deck. I love this deck. I also really like the booklet. So like I said, it's given you this kind of, you know, it's almost like this deck is your cottage witch friend who's very grounded and supportive and soft in their energy, kind of Queen of Pentacle vibes. But you get a page and it also has the reversals for each card. And yeah, I really like the book because it really gives you more of a positive like way. It's not all positive, but it's like, yeah, it just gives you this different perspective that's way more self-loving than, you know, some of the other decks. At the moment, this is rating high in my deck collection because I'm using it so much. And now the rest of the decks that I'm going to talk about today are just going to be from looking at them, but I haven't worked with them because I really do mostly use my Rider-Waite for work because I read tarot for work. And it's just easy for me to use the Rider-Waite and sometimes the Crystal Visions, sometimes the Everyday Witch, but I mostly stick with the Rider-Waite. But I'm trying to branch out a bit more, but I don't know, like I need to be pulling cards quick for work, you know, so that it's kind of tricky to bring it into there. So I start like trying out new decks in my personal practice and then see how that goes. So like I said, that I haven't fully worked with any of these decks. I've maybe like pulled a card, had a look through. Let's carry on. We have the next deck that I got for Christmas is, and this was on my Christmas list. I wanted this even more so than the Cozy Witch deck. And this is, if we can get a good, there we are. It's actually called Tarot of Opposites, but this is Le Tarot des Oppositions. And it's the French version of the deck. I wanted the English version, but my partner, Trey, who got this for me, could only get the French version. And I guess it wouldn't hurt with me living in the south of France that maybe I used a French deck and started to try and learn a little bit of French through the tarot, but I'm just so awful at learning French. But I guess this is a step in the right direction, hey? What I love about this deck so much, and that I was just obsessed when I saw it, and I'm behind, you know, this has been out a couple of years, and I'd never seen it before. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I have to have this deck, because what I love about it is the way that they've drawn an illustration for the reversal of the card, you know, so you can see there's the upright magician, but then here, if you pulled it reverse, it gives you another image illustration to go with the reversal. So if you are somebody who intuitively reads the cards, but you don't use reversals because you can't use the image if you're intuitively reading using the imagery, this would be such a great deck for you. And the imagery even inspires like more ideas, more meanings, more information, because it's whatever the artist, you know, wanted to put on the reversal. So, you know, sometimes it can be surprising. Like this Six of Cups here, when the Six of Cups is upright, it's a young boy fishing with his dad, looking very happy. And then when it's reversed, he's alone, looking sad, and he's not with anyone. Oops. So it's just really interesting deck, and definitely one, you know, I think if you have a lot of time to dive into the imagery, it would be really good. The only thing is, like, sometimes I can't tell which one is reversed, which one is upright, like, because this Five of Wands you can see, like, I'm guessing that's upright because these guys are fighting it out, you know, the color's drained away from the image, it feels dark. And then when it's upright, these seem like guys who are playfully playing together in a tree or building a fort, you know, so it's that playful, fiery energy would be reversed, right? Because upright, we always think of the Five of Wands as like fighting with people. A really cool deck. There's the Hermit. But like I said, you go look for a walkthrough if you want. This is the backs. The standard kind of glossy-ish card. It's not like a linen card. It's got a slight gloss, but it does shuffle good. Can you see? My thumb is gripping on the card. It's absolutely fine. Unlike the Cozy Witch, which is like having trouble. So I feel like the more you use this deck, the better it would get. It's a little stiff, but that's just because it's brand new. But I'm excited to dive into this deck more, get to know it. I really love it. I'm surprised that I'm not using this more than the Cozy Witch Tarot, but you know, this is the thing, you don't know till you get a deck, you know, how the energy is going to mold. But I am excited to dive deeper into this in the future. Last like Christmas present that's like witchy, I think. Maybe I had some other little bits, but these are what came to mind, was this book that I requested, which is called Medium Mentor by Marianne DeMarco. I watched a few interviews with her on YouTube, and she's a really cool medium and slash spiritual teacher. And I was really interested in her way of doing mediumship and the way she teaches mediumship. And I am interested in mediumship. And you know, like, I have had experiences with ghosts and things and poltergeists and things, but never like mediumship. So I wanted to sort of dive into the world of this. I would say I'm almost halfway through. So if it's changes my life in any way, then I'll definitely do a video on like how this went. But at the moment I'm sort of just reading it. I'm not particularly committing to the workshop involved in it yet. But I was just very interested in her work. If you want to go check her out, there's quite a few interviews with her on YouTube if you're interested in mediumship at all. So the last 3 decks that I have are from my beautiful, beautiful friend here in France that I made. I remember saying in Vlogmas last year, like, oh my god, I was trying to manifest a friend and I found one like through my YouTube channel. She's like a watcher of the tarot community, Tarot Tube, and she found me here on Tarot Tube and then realized, like, I think we live in the same town, or like I live, you know, like a 10-15 minute drive from the town that she lives in. It's where I do my local shop and stuff. I just couldn't believe it because, like, you know, I live like in the middle of nowhere in the south of France, and she's an English woman, and yeah, and her husband is great. He's really spiritual and he's really good friends with my partner Trey, so we just made some amazing friends here. And she's so sweet because she like this isn't the first time she's given me a deck, but she came over for our dinner party the other day and she was like, I got a gift for you, and it's these 3 decks which I haven't even had a chance to fully look at and work with. One I have had a little working with, which is this one, but I really do want to spend some time with each of these. And I believe these are decks she had that, you know, she doesn't want to be building up a massive collection, so she passed them on to me, which was so sweet of her because she could have definitely sold these on Vinted. and got some good money there, so it's really kind of her. I'm going to see how I go, and hopefully they're a good match for me. That is my friend Kerry, by the way, and I'm really hoping that she starts her own tarot tube. I think she would be huge on here. She's just got so many beautiful, amazing insights, and she has an amazing witchy room. She really needs to get on tarot tube. But this is the first deck. This one is called Tarot of the Abyss. God, lighting is really, there we go. And it's a black and white deck. So I don't think I have any black and white decks. I've never thought of getting a black and white deck before, so it'd be interesting to try this out. So this is the back, stunning. And then these are the images. So yeah, they're very different to say the classic Rider-Waite. Really beautiful artwork. So even though there's no color, there's so much depth still in these images. So I am really excited to work with this. Let me know if you have any of these decks that Kerry got me down below, because I'd be interested to hear your insights on them. And I'm always excited to use a guidebook when I'm just doing my own readings, just to, see what was behind those images and, what the creator has to say. So this next deck is the one I've done myself one reading with, and this is called Ask the Witch. I feel like, I was really kind of drawn to this funky imagery of this one, and with there being so much color, it's very different to the last deck we just looked at. This is a Rockpool box, like a published deck. So I always find Rockpool have pretty big boxes. It comes with like a really nice chunky book, which I think is color. Yeah, which is color. It's like not quite a hardback, but almost a hardback. And these are the backs, and I'm not sure if she colored this in herself or they came colored like this, but it's pretty cool. And these are the images. So they like do resemble Rider-Waite a tiny bit, but they're not really. There is more, like they have the bones of Rider-Waite, but I definitely see the artist has put their own flair on it. And I'm loving like the choice of colors for this deck. They really pop. So I'm definitely excited to dive more into this one as well. Did my fire go out?
Yeah.
Damn it. And this is the last deck. And this one is called the Sacred Sisterhood Tarot for Fierce Women. I love that. How cool. And this is another big box. This one is by the publishing house Red Wheel. It opens, kind of just like, oh, I like the inside. It's all in your hands. There's a lot going on at dinner, so I didn't get like a good proper look at this, but I'm really loving this. So they're the backs, which are just beautiful, very up my street. I love that. I love the earthy flat tones. And yeah, I'm really liking the borders on these cards. It's definitely like a Rider-Waite base design, but again with its own flair. I'm very excited to use this because, as you know, Ride Away is my favorite system. So I always love a deck that doesn't, you know, trail off too far from that system. But yeah, I'm just loving the borders on this. I'm loving the vibe, the images and the colors. I love these kind of muted tones. It's gorgeous. I love that we have 2 women there for the Lovers card. Is it all women? Like, with it being the Sisterhood deck, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I think it is all women. It is, and I love that. It's awesome. So once again, like, I feel like this could work really well as a hug deck because it's just got that sisterhood, cozy vibe. So I'm definitely excited to use this, and like I said, I haven't actually used this one yet. I think this is my favorite of the 3. Got a big book, lots of colour. But when you get to the minor arcana, you've got 2 cards per page, so a bit less information, but still enough. Upright and reversed. Yay, love it. So that is all the new additions to my tarot deck collection. Once again, if you've not seen it, go check out my tarot deck collection, and I'll also add in the iCard now my sister's tarot deck collection that I did a video on, which is a huge collection, and I also covered her oracles in that video. I soon will be recording my Oracle deck collection video. It's been on my to-do list for so long. So I will hopefully get that out to you guys soon. But thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on the decks below in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye.